Hey, what's going on, gang? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you early morning. Just seeing what's going on. I fell asleep for a little while, and I woke up to a bunch of messages from people panicking about the market, panicking about what's going on. So I decided to check things out myself, check out the charts myself, take a look around, and pop on a little bit for a intervention stream for you folks, and hang out for a little bit and just kind of survey the scene and talk about things, and we can gather and share each other's thoughts and assessments, and I'll share with you some of my thoughts as well, and explain to you what my strategy is going forward, and and just see if we can help each other out here and hang out. So yes, top of the morning to you, Anthony Grant. Good morning, Ryan. Jeremy, good to see you. You sleep? Believe it or not, I do. Not a lot, but I do. Bang Stun, good morning to you. Christopher Trevino says he's got his bags ready. Bought Doge at 5 cents, so I'm looking to fill up. Probably buy more ETH as well, he says. Hamada, welcome. Haven't seen you in a couple days. Good to see you. MJ, coming from Scotland. Evie, you're from Greece? I didn't know that. Evie says, I'm getting ready for the dance. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I skipped the intro this morning because I just kind of wanted to cut to it. Hope you guys don't mind too much. Who else we got? Low Roller. We got Zaxi. Haven't seen you in a bit. Zaxi says, shake them non-believers out. Shake them out, shake them out. Guys, if you haven't already, please take a moment to smash that like button. Takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. So, it really helps a great deal when you just hit the like button. It's something simple, easy, and quick to do. So appreciate that, guys. Jeremy says same here on the sleep. Yeah, if you guys can also feel free to shoot me any questions or comments through Superchat. That's obviously hugely appreciated for my time and efforts. So yeah, Dogecoin and Voltron form, let's go. Hamada says, yes, been busy with my restaurant, short on staff. Sorry to hear that. Man, you've being in the restaurant business and owning a restaurant, that is intense work, man. That is really intense work. You have to have a lot of patience, a lot of tenacity. You got to be on top of a lot of stuff, man. You got to keep track of what inventory is where, what inventory is going to spoil at what time. All that stuff, man. There's so much to it. I got to give it up for you. Dogecoin Voltron form, let's go. Doge economy, welcome, welcome. So what am I doing? Well, it all kind of depends on what your situation is, right? It kind of depends. Everyone has kind of a unique situation when it comes to what we're seeing right now. Because for a few people, it might make sense to sell and buy back in shortly thereafter. For a lot of people, in my opinion, I don't think that's the best course of action. So it depends. It depends when your buy-in was. At the same time, many times people can make the mistake of panic selling and only to see things skyrocket, a couple months later. And at that point, they've kind of sacrificed their more advantageous positioning. So even by the time they come back in, it's not quite as a profitable venture for them. So these are all factors to consider going forward, guys. All right, guys. So right now we're actually sitting, going on, looks to be for Doge, looks like we're going on back up to 24 cents, which is a pretty good sign. Looks like, I think at the lowest dip, it got to about 22, maybe a little under 22 cents as I recall. But it seemed to really kind of hold nicely there, and ever since then it's kind of been ascending up. We got some nice green candles forming, and we're headed back up to the mid 24s. I tell you, if I was in a place to invest more, there would be not just Doge, but there would be a few other cryptos that I would be investing in more right now. Personally, I think this is a great opportunity time right now, in my opinion. But I'm just my personal finances are just pretty. I have to be mindful. I just have to be mindful. I am stretched right now. Jeremy says, it does help that I have been watching Dogecoin since February. I wish I knew about Steven and Upshot back then. I wouldn't have gotten bored and sold out at 54 cent average. Yeah. You know, I this does remind me what we're going into right now, guys. I've seen this before a couple times on different levels, and there's a lot of parallels you can draw. And those parallels are this. Well, firstly, this reminds me of when several months ago in the winter, when we went from about 8.5 cents all the way down to like, what was that, about 4 cents, 3 cents? And a lot of people buckled and panic sold. And it also reminds me of a combination of when we traded sideways between, and I predicted that. I predicted that ahead of time, and I warned everybody ahead of time. I told everyone to chill out when we traded sideways with Doge between about 4.5 cents to a little over 6 cents. And I said it was going to be, I felt it was going to be like that for a couple months. And it was like that for a little bit over 2 months. And when it was, we lost a lot of folks along the way there when it was trading when it was stagnant between 4.5 cents and 6 cents for a couple months. It shook a lot of people out, even people that it surprised me that shook them out. And they got distracted by a variety of BSCs to try to get in where they felt they missed their rocket windows, right, with Doge. And so I watched all that happen, and I've noticed a lot of the same things happening now, particularly over the last 6 weeks. People get bored. And when they get bored and when they get impatient, they start making more and more rash decisions, right? You never want to make serious decisions and serious financial decisions just because you're bored and impatient. These are not the times that you're thinking very logically. Okay. So we've seen that reflect in the market. One of the things that's to keep in mind about this stuff, I think one of the silver linings, there's a few different silver linings going on right now, in my opinion. One of those silver linings is I think this is going to shake out some of the SHIT coins. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a very good thing. We are, the altcoin market is very, very oversaturated right now with a lot of silly, not even clever, just dumb projects that are kind of like, they're kind of scam projects, you know? And they may not be rug pulls, but some of them are what I would call paste rug pulls, where they're frequently pumping and withdrawing and the creators of those coins, or to within a group of 1 to 3, 4 people, and making it impossible for their investors to get ahead in those ventures. So there's no shortage of altcoins that are doing that sort of stuff, including a few of them that are very well known within the altcoin markets anyway. So what I think this is going to do, I think this big market downturn is definitely going to shake some of those out. They won't be able to survive. And I think that's a good thing. Can Shiba Inu survive a bear market? Low roller scratcher asks. That's a good question. So when we look at SHIB's market cap, let's see where it is at right now. Yeah, so SHIB has made a lot of strides. I mean, it's up to number 31, or as it stands right now. But by volume, it's not terribly impressive. The last 24-hour volume is a bit under 700,000, and the market cap is right now at about about 2,700,000. And the circulating supply is massive. And the max total supply is 1 trillion, which is ridiculous. So I think it could survive. Yeah, I think SHIB could survive. But I think it's going to. I could see this whole downturn really rattling its ranking. I could see it taking it from like 31 to 60 or 70, maybe even knock it out of not quite the top 100, but in the low end of the 100s. I think that's certainly a probability, a possibility. But I think it's gonna shake a lot of really small market cap coins out, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. 37 watching and 20 likes. Smash the likes. Thank you, Jeremy. Let's see. RW says, my cat's sitting next to me. Steven, he apparently likes your voice. Fell right to sleep. Oh, I love to hear that. It's not the first time I've heard that. I do take it as a compliment, though. I have had several people actually write me to tell me that many times to get to sleep, they put on my shows and they falling asleep to my voice. So I don't take that badly, because I do the same thing to familiar voices that I like of some podcasts. Sometimes I'll fall asleep to podcasts of creators that I enjoy. And so I get it. Hey, Jason, good to see you. Jason says, I am buying more Doge and holding. Yeah. Again, not financial advice, but in my opinion, I think this is a real opportunity. I think it's possible. It could even drop lower, though. I think we could even see below 20 cents at this point, folks. I think it's possible. But I would hedge my bets and think that it's more probable that Doge will hold the line just above 20 cents at its worst. But I'd say about a 60% forecast for that, and about a 40% forecast that it could drop below 20 cents. But this isn't, when you look at the entire pattern of Bitcoin, for example, over the course of years, this shouldn't be too alarming. Shouldn't be too alarming. Particularly those of us, I have been in crypto for about 6 years, but only more seriously for about 2 years, maybe. And there was an unprecedented crypto boom in 2017, wherein the price of Bitcoin fell by over 65% during a 1 month period in the winter. And subsequently, nearly every other cryptocurrency in the market, which had also peaked earlier that year, then followed, of course, Bitcoin's crash. And as I recall, I think Bitcoin got down to about $3,000, you guys. $3,000 a Bitcoin. Just imagine if you had enough capital to buy up a bunch of Bitcoin at $3K a coin. Let's say if you could put in $50K into Bitcoin at $3K. Man, that'd be quite a game changer, right? Quite a game changer. So, I tell you that because the point is, obviously things came just roaring back to unprecedented levels. Yeah, roaring back to unprecedented levels. So Jeremy says, when in doubt, zoom out. This is a new low on the dip. I'm curious how low it will go. How low will it go? And guys, let's see here. Thanks, Steve Steeple. And anyone that happens to be new here, I just want to personally welcome you to the channel. My name is Steven Steele. Some of the folks have nicknamed me Real Deal Steven Steele. And you are watching a special early morning edition because I woke up after sleeping a short bit and can't get quite back to sleep yet. So I saw the market taking a pretty sturdy nosedive and thought I would get on here and, comfort you fine folks. I'm trying to get my Coinbase to the same amount as I have Robinhood, then I have 1 million Doge, says Bankston. Awesome. Crypto have had a huge crash during 2017, the summer. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's funny. I just saw your comment, Low Roller. I just was talking about that. So here we go. We're going down again, guys. We're going down again. We are just dipped below 23 cents. Looks like we are headed downtown. That is a big red weenie we're looking at there. And we'll see if it holds the line, can hold the line about around 23, or if it will keep dipping like the limbo. Doge Economy says, hold me, Steven. I haven't been on your stream in a while. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Vincent. Good to see you, my friend. And thank you for tuning in. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I have bought Doge anywhere from 2 cents up to 33 cents. 32 cents, somewhere in there. And I'm holding. But I'm also issuing you guys a warning that it very well could keep dipping. This market very well could keep dipping. That being said, we do know that Elon Musk has big plans for the Doge. Big plans to integrate Bitcoin back in with Tesla. And I'm not quite sure the order in which he's going to do it. I would think the most advantageous way of doing it would be first and foremost separately to announce Dogecoin integration with Tesla, and then a few months down the road reintroduce Bitcoin integration with Tesla, which is fine and good. And I know that he eventually will likely do that. I just don't know the point of it, though. Probably the main logic would be that it helps the crypto market. But what I don't understand about it is it still doesn't, even when once Bitcoin is reintegrated in with Tesla, it still doesn't solve the obvious problem. The elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. And what is that elephant in the room, you may be asking? That people generally do not purchase anything with Bitcoin, let alone Cybertrucks and Plaid upgrades. Okay, so it still doesn't solve the most obvious problem with Bitcoin. So the only primary advantage I could see for the reason of adding that back is just to install more consumer confidence and help the whole market out, which is, I'm sure what Elon is thinking with that. RW says, Elon did say when the price is low enough and the whales had left, he'd support, and could be now. He did say that. I do recall. No lie detected, RW. No lie detected. Truckin' All Day says 15 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents. I'm ready to buy more each and every time. That is a real champion right there. Showing sturdy resolve and focus from Truckin' All Day. Yes. China are kicking out all miners. Yes, that is another factor. I've been talking about this all week. This is a very real factor impacting the market right now, guys. China, as a former president would often warn us about. But China is, yes, they're kicking out right now, in the process of kicking out every Bitcoin miner within its borders. But check it out, guys. The overwhelming majority of these miners are relocating. And where, might you ask, are they relocating? Well, I've got good news for you, friends. Nearly all of these Bitcoin miners, they're relocating to a little place you may have heard of in the good old USA called Texas. That's right, folks, Texas. So once we get all these miners assimilated within our borders, once we get all these miners setting up shop in Texas, and I would hope that this will spring a lot of and employ a lot of Americans to take up Bitcoin mining, Dogecoin mining as well, and other coin mining as well. But Texas has, and the governor there, Mr. Abbott, I think his name is, have made it clear that they are a very crypto-friendly state as far as both regulation and taxation goes. So that is those are the main reasons why a lot of these miners will be relocating inside the borders of Texas. What's going on, people? You're listening to your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live for a special early morning Don't Panic edition of Steele Live. If you're new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. If you're new here, press number 1 in the chat. If this happens to be your first time coming across the stream, I want you to press number 1 in the chat. And guys, feel free if you feel compelled to super chat at all throughout the broadcast. It's obviously hugely appreciated for the time and efforts. Ryan says the institutions are waiting on the sidelines with $1 trillion. Loving these dips and waiting to hop right back in. Yeah, Ryan, you raise a pretty good point. There are many people and organizations who are much more well-moneyed than we could ever dream to be, and much more powerful than we are as far as their connections go, who are waiting for the most advantageous window to make huge buy-ins on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on Doge, and a few others as well. Because they know the long-term, they know what the long-term trajectories likely are in this gang, folks. They know. Real time, I'd like to welcome you to the show, welcome you to the community, and anyone else that's too shy to mix it up in the chat. I know you're out there. I just want to welcome you to, and I'd like to invite you to subscribe. This channel is just a little over 2 months old, but we've been growing an excellent, phenomenal, incredible community here, and would love to have you be a part of it. So feel free to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit all on the notification bell. And if you've already subscribed to Steele, hit all on the notification bell. Fun fact, currently as it stands, only about 25% of all subscribers to my channel hit the notification bell. And that is actually on the higher end of what people actually usually do on a channel. I think the average usually is a bit lower, around between 18 and 20%. So we're doing better than that, but still only one quarter of subscribers hit the notification bell. I think we could do better than that. Jeremy, good to see you, my friend, and thank you for the super chat. Thanks for kicking things off with that first super chat. $5. Thank you, Stephen, for giving us your time. I will have super chat money for you after payday. Now, I understand. No worries, Jeremy. I totally get that. No worries. I always appreciate you tuning in, whether you can super chat or not. This goes for everyone. I appreciate your support, guys. Just want to make that clear. So, Jeremy, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for your continued support. ETH and Doge, much buy, says Evie. I hit the like button, but I don't think it does this channel any justice because I love it. I love it. Yes, folks. So Monday morning, people are just starting to shake off their cobwebs right now. People are starting to get ready to go to their commutes, to their work. They're taking hot showers, try not to think about their investments and freak out. So I'm sure a few folks are undoubtedly getting ready for work right now, where they're listening to my voice and just trying to, in efforts to make sense of this madness. Guys, when we look at the overall charting on Bitcoin over a period of years, things start to make a lot more sense. Things start to not work you up so much, right? Things just in general start to make a lot more sense and don't seem to be so panic-inducing, folks. So panic-inducing. So just keep in mind, we have been here before. We will be here again. Not necessarily to the exact market values. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we will have big dips again. We will go through these times. But you know what, guys? It's okay, because when you look at the overall trajectory and the overall pattern of the crypto market and the way it breathes and the way it moves, particularly Bitcoin, this is not uncommon what we're experiencing right now. In fact, it's in complete congruency with what we've seen in the past. Now, there is an extra wild card factor going on now that we haven't had in the past, and that is there are copious amounts of new altcoins that we've never seen before. And so we've had an absolute explosion in the altcoin market, which is obviously dividing people's investments and attention and energy. But my good friend Billy Marcus, who's the creator of Dogecoin, I asked him about this. I asked him about this very thing just yesterday. And his response to me was basically, even with that factored in, I'm not worried about it. I've been through this before. His reasoning was more or less, when people get bored and get frustrated, they often occupy themselves with fringier coins, a lot of more alt market coins, but things snap back into place pretty consistently once another bull run begins, right? So I thought that was pretty good advice, and I would lean to, I'm going to lean to defer on Billy Marcus on that one, because I think he's got very good judgment, obviously a lot of keen insight and experience in this. LA Native TV, good to see you, says, I ain't tripping. I like it. I love it. Doge Economy says, by the end of this podcast, you'll have been in the shower with thousands of people, Stephen. My podcast isn't that popular. It's not. It's really not. I will have been in the shower with perhaps tens of people. Look up the top 100 altcoin from last year. Go to market cap screenshot history. They're all different. Steele, very, very good point. Low roller is correct. I am aware of this. I have looked at the before and afters, and a lot of these are going to shake out. I think this is a silver lining, actually, because the altcoins that are left standing after all of this, in my opinion, will deserve to have been standing. The ones that have been shooken out will have been shaken out for the most part. Looks like we're stabilizing again right at about 23 cents, folks. Right about 23 cents. Not bad at all. So, I mean, not good. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that we are just not dipping below 20, and that it's just showing a lot of resilience there is encouraging. It's encouraging. Yeah, there was a lot of support at 27 cents, a ton of support at 27 cents that held up really well for quite a while until this morning. The lines of support at 27 cents absolutely got demolished. But yeah, I gotta say, if Dogecoin goes lower than 20 cents, I will have to find a way to budget and purchase more. That's where I see it anyway. And it looks like a tweet I sent out right before I came on this live stream is getting a lot of attention. And that tweet is this. I tweeted out, I said, this market is going down quicker than a village bicycle on prom night. We all could use a good laugh right now, right, folks? The OG coins like Doge, Lite, Ethereum, etc. survive. Most new hype coin are no longer top 100 coins. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how SHIB shakes out through all of this. It really will. I think it's going to do some damage to him, more than the others you mentioned. And I think SafeMoon might be in trouble too, particularly if Bitcoin falls below, I'd say around 30,000. I think SafeMoon could start to find itself in some real trouble. But I think that Doge and Ethereum in particular will likely have massive recovery ratios after all this is said and done. Hey, Prowess 007, good to see you, Prowess. She says, huge dive at 2 a.m., still holding and wanting to buy more. Prowess demonstrating a strong diamond hands ethos, and I suspect she's far from alone in these parts. Far from alone. I'm certainly with you. On those sentiments, Prowess. Guys, I just want to remind you, I have an extraordinary show coming up for you guys tonight at 9:45 p.m. Be there. Do not be square. Please, for the love of God, do not be square. And it's tonight. It is tonight. A huge show. I landed a fantastic special guest, and her and I are going to have an absolutely fascinating, engaging one-on-one conversation. And my guest is a woman by the name of Catherine Broski. And Catherine is an incredibly talented, interesting journalist and writer. I'm a big fan of her work because she is distinctly against the confirmation bubble of bias that we often see from most journalists and most reporters these days. And she's exhibits a level of critical thinking that I think is pretty uncommon these days within journalism. And I just find her rather refreshing and just very interesting. And now she has written for anyone from Playboy to Esquire to Entertainment Weekly to the Onion's AV Club. So don't want to miss that one. That'll be just a nice change of pace, and I think it'll be really, really cool. So that will be tonight, folks. So make sure, again, have your notifications on. Yeah, Lowball Roller says people should be driving Uber Eats, having yard sales, etc. Yeah, I've given this advice before, Low Roller. I've given this advice before. I think it's great advice. Get side hustles going. You can even work these side hustles from home on your computer. You can flip stuff. Yeah, you can hit yard sales, rummage sales, and flip stuff on even Facebook Marketplace over and over again. And so it's great to have side hustles and to be able to dedicate that side hustle money just to crypto investments without it eating into your main income. And that could really, even though you'll be going to work more, it'll take a lot more stress off of you financially. Stephen, Jeremy asks, do you know what is better than seeing a woman wrestle? Jeremy's answer is seeing her. Yes. Seeing her box. Okay. You know, kind of juvenile, but pretty darn funny, Jeremy. Pretty darn funny. Doge Economy says, good to see real reporters and critical thinkers nowadays. Yeah, no kidding. It is so uncommon. It is so incredibly uncommon. And Catherine is, she's a brilliant mind, guys, and she's very interesting. I find her very interesting. So definitely put a feather in your cap, bookmark that in your mind, keep your notifications on, and don't forget to circle back here tonight for that show. Because we really want to give her a warm welcome here. Ralph says, I started an OnlyFans, but no one wants to help my hustle. I'm sorry, Ralph. Yeah, OnlyFans can be a pretty tough market for guys. Unless you're like, unless you look like Nick Balls, and even at that, most of your subscribers are going to be gay dudes, you know. So if you're cool with that, you know, then there's opportunity there for you. But you know, it is what it is, guys. Never put all your money into crypto at one time. It's the biggest mistake for a newbie. Yeah, that's pretty decent advice. I would largely agree with that. I mean, there's always exceptions, those guys. I mean, Nick is actually one of those exceptions. He took a bank loan out for $15,000 8 years ago and threw most of it into Doge and just forgot about it. He was amazingly saw some sort of writing on the wall, and it's worked out pretty nicely for him. I'm changing my name to Ralph Balls, says Ralph Montanaro. I don't know. I think Ralph Montanaro is a really pretty cool sounding name on its own. I don't know, man. I think Ralph Montanaro, man, I think that's pretty tough. I wouldn't mess with Ralph Montanaro. You know, you walk into a steakhouse, like an old school supper club, with a nice suit, some polished up wingtips. You give a solid nod towards the hostess. She runs over to see what she can do to seat you as soon as possible. And you're like, listen, I'm Ralph Montanaro, and I need a table for two ASAP. And I think it happens. I think things happen sometimes if you got the right name and the right delivery of that name. Prowess says, yep, diversify. Yes, ladies can make some good money just selling those kind of pics of their feet. Yes, that is a very common thing now. Evie says, what happened to Shiba Inu on Coinbase? That is a really good question, and one I do not know the answer to. Your guess is as good as mine. It's interesting. Let's just say it could get interesting. It could get interesting because the answer to that could be a lot more provocative than we're aware of. There could be some hang-ups. There could be some hesitation. There could be some serious concerns there. It's certainly possible. That's certainly possible, folks. Say it like Antonio Banderas. Do you know Dogecoin faucets, Bitcoin faucets? People can earn free crypto doing faucets without spending your real money, Steele? I've heard of this, but I don't know anything about it. I've only heard of this. I've heard mention of it. Guys, it is definitely morning time. Good morning to you. And Doge is sitting about a little under 23 cents now. I've got 3 different charts pulled up on my computer right now. I'm looking at all 3 of them. I honestly don't know where this market's going today. I just don't know. And I just don't feel comfortable making any predictions on what to expect for the rest of the day. I will say I will stick to that there's a fair probability things could even get worse before they get better. I think that's a pretty good probability, actually. But things could stabilize right where they are now and continue to turn around and ascend higher from here. But I think it's a little bit more probable that it'll get even a bit worse than where it is right now before it gets better. But I do think, personally, this is my personal opinion, not financial advice, I personally think that it is inevitable that the market is going to absolutely recover and go on to do bigger and better things than we've ever seen before. Good morning, Curtis. Good morning, Curtis. Look at the chart from April 24th to May 7th. Yes. I'm familiar of which the time window you were speaking, sir. Coinbase is still a baby IPO. Yes, that's for sure. It really is. It really is. Prowess says it's predicting sideways by the end of the day, trading comfortably sideways. And Low Roller is really into building faucets. And here comes a big green weenie. A huge green weenie coming in. You know, some folks just really perk up when they see a huge green thick weenie. It is reassuring to see, but for other people it just has a real impact. So enough of my dry humor. If you guys, any of you are on Twitter, I'm going to put a link to the link for tonight's show. With Catherine Brodsky. So feel free to give that a retweet and give it a like or comment. Just get some traction on it. I would appreciate it. So for those of you who are on Twitter, I'm putting that link in the chat right now. Ryan says, no lies detected. Hector the Dude, welcome, my friend. Welcome, my friend. Green is good. If it gets any greener, we will have to smoke it, says Jeremy. And here comes another retracement with more red candles as Dogecoin continues to slump. Slump but stabilize. I'd say it's hanging out for now pretty comfortably between mid 22 to 23 cents right now. Will it dip below 22 cents? It very well. I think it's going to. I honestly, guys, I think it's going to. I don't think it's going to last long, but I think it's going to. Thank you, Prowess. I appreciate that. Bitcoin will go up later this year. Huge explosion if history repeats. The 2017 chart I agree. Low roller. I said, in my opinion, that is the highest probable outcome based on cryptocurrency history, based on the Bitcoin history. I think that's the most probable scenario of them all. And I don't think, despite some of the changes in the current marketplace, it's not going to change those overall fundamentals and patterns. Prowl says, if it's 20, I'll buy more. Yeah, my line is just a little bit below 20, right about 18-ish cents. If it goes to 18, if it goes below 20, I probably will, despite my need to be much more frugal right now, I probably still will pile some more on. You know, and there are people that feel strongly that this is an opportunity of a lifetime, that genuinely feel that this is the last time that we will ever see Dogecoin and other cryptos this low. And that is possible. It is definitely possible. And I'm just putting that out there as just something else to think about. As you go forward and try to navigate through this roller coaster. Doge Economy says, people remember that through today's trial/flash crash, there will be people out there trying to manipulate you and push your panic buttons with FUD and nonsense. Remember your facts. Yes, that is true. There's lots of people much more well-moneyed and connected than all of us here put combined that are purposely trying to manipulate manipulate the market in order to capitalize on it. In order to capitalize on it and get better positions, because they know the long-term potential of crypto is a foregone conclusion. Prowess says, final sale. Get in, guys. Final sale. All right. I also posted on my Twitter. You guys have to see this. I gotta bring it up. I recently created a TikTok to maybe upload clips of the show, but I'm not even sure that I'll do that. It's because I don't know if I have time to keep up with that on top of all the other stuff, guys. But I'm gonna bring it on the screen. You guys got to see this. But I came across this on there, and I found it rather surprising and perhaps disturbing. Okay, so watch this transformation, guys. Look at that. What is going on in the world? What is going on in the world? I mean, the dentures were a real game changer for sure. Big props to her orthodontist. My goodness. That orthodontist that's some award-winning work. Now imagine not her. Not her. But her. Imagine meeting her in the club, and then you get really serious, and then one morning, 6 months later, you wake up to her. Okay. Enough of that. I'll put the chart back on now. Put the chart back on now. And look at me. I'm lost. My avatar. I look like I'm lost in the middle of the chart. We'll just put me right here nicely in the corner. Okay. Let me get back to the chat. See what you guys are talking about. Doge is far from being over. RW says, we've got this, patience. I concur with that sentiment. I concur. Hey, Real Deal, you're awesome, man. Thanks for the streams. Anyway, how long do you think it will trade low like this? I don't get paid for a few days and want to get in on these low prices, asks JMac. JMac, firstly, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Who knows, my friend? I think that it will probably be like this, if I had to guess, through the week, honestly. Not the entire week per se, but at least till Wednesday. Possibly Thursday, is my guess. Right now, we're dropping even further, guys. We're dropping even further. We are just below 22 cents, just below 22 cents. And it keeps going lower. I feel like we need to play the limbo theme right now. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum. Bum 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 bum. 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 Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. All right, so just a little limbo music to maybe get you in the spirit of taking advantage of how low can we go, to maybe increase your bag. Increase your bag. Prowess says, God, I hope that image is not stuck in my mind. Yes. Thanks for doing the whole thing, Jeremy says. Oh, thank you, Shidoshi. Thank you. Appreciate that. I have very fond memories of the limbo. And, in spirit of what's happening right now, I just can't help but think of the limbo. How low can we go? Well, pretty dang low, my friends. We are at right about 22 cents right now. Pretty about 22 cents right now. But the fondest memories I have of the limbo was at the roller rink. Of course, the roller rink is where you limbo, right? So roller skating was a lot more popular when I was young, and my school, I went to a small Christian school in grade school, and we would regularly go roller skating, have roller skating events. And every time that we went roller skating, there was a limbo contest, a limbo competition. Hold on, I have to plug in my computer, guys, make sure it stays charged. All right, Truckin' All Day coming through with a generous super chat for $20. Truckin' All Day, appreciate that, man. Appreciate you coming through with that generous support this morning, my friend. He says, company MicroStrategy ticker MSTR down 8%, $45 this morning. A huge crypto buyer just announced that they are buying more Bitcoin. Hold on, y'all, we'll be fine. Crypto is having a Kmart blue light special and the prices will rise. Thank you for those words of encouragement and those facts, F-A-X, Truckin' All Day. Really appreciate that and well timed, my friend. That is something to keep in mind when you see markets nosedive like this. What are the people with all the money doing right now? Well, they're not fleeing, you guys. A lot of them are just waiting for the most advantageous moment to just completely ape in and take advantage of these margins. And a lot of incredibly well-moneyed people that already are invested, many of them aren't moving for their positions. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? So, yeah. Yeah, I miss roller rinks as well. Right? You know, you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, you turn yourself around, and that's what it's all about. You put your left leg in, you put your left leg out, you put your left leg in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. There we have it, folks. So, there we have it. Let's see. Be quick check. Go Bobo sister says, dude, you seriously need help. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. It really doesn't matter. It helps my algorithm. So thank you, Go. A guy named Go Bobo sister is telling me that I seriously need help. Just let that all sit in. Okay. When are you going to buckle down and make a Steven Steele Christmas album? You have a great voice. I did do a rendition of The Little Drummer Boy under my current solo project, which is called Ice Island. You can look it up on Spotify and all the majors, Apple Music, whatever. But if you look up Ice Island and The Little Drummer Boy, I did a rendition, a unique rendition of Little Drummer Boy. But I would love to do some Christmas covers that are in a very classic style, very classic Bing Crosby era style, I think that'd be a lot of fun. J-Max says, dude, I'm at work. People think I'm weird as hell right now. Well, you know, you're in the right spot, my friend, because there's no short of weirdness mixed in with the crypto talk here on Steve and Steele Live. I think Truckin's given some pretty solid advice to Brian there. I would concur with that. Yeah, so roller rinks had the Hokey Pokey, the Limbo, and then there was the dice game. Do you ever remember the dice game where you'd show up in the I don't know what you'd call them, the people that worked at the roller rink that worked like they'd roll around on roller skates, but they'd kind of be dressed like referees, and they'd help like coordinate and execute the games that we're talking about. Whoever those guys are, what do you call those guys are? They would do one of these games in some of the roller rinks. This one's less common, but they would take out 2 like jumbo fuzzy dice. They'd throw them on the floor, and then I forget why they would do that. I forget the objective of why they would do that. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, but I just remember when I was young going to roller rinks, there were 2 big fuzzy dice that would get tossed. Jeremy says, I'm your boogeyman. I actually really quite like KC and the Sunshine Band. I'm not scared to say it. I think Give It Up could be my favorite KC and the Sunshine Band song. Nick Balls is in the chat. Good morning, Nick. Nick says, welcome to the Flash Crash version. 2 electric boogaloo people. Good morning, Nick. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you stopping by. I love it. I love it. Can you dig it? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, guys. So, Nick, a man who took out a loan for $15K in the year 2014 and invested 10 of that $15K into dog money. He does not sound worried, because I know him. I know him pretty well by now. He's not worried. So he has a lot more to lose than I would wager to say everyone in this chat. Hector the Dude says, if Doge continues to drop, it will be all mine. It will be mine. It will be mine. All mine. I will continue to purchase Doge with my cold wallets and hard wallets. Hector showing some steely resolve. It's no wonder that he is a regular viewer of this program. I didn't know Rob Zombie remade it. Rob Zombie covered a Casey and the Sunshine Band song? Did they cover Give It Up? Nick is the real Doge father. That's tricky because I think that Upshot is technically the OG Doge father as far as the person who's christened the nickname. Look at that big red digger of a candle. We are below 22 cents, folks, hovering at 21 and a half. But keep in mind, the whole market is very depressed right now. The whole market is. But we'll be bringing back Nick on the show tomorrow night. Dogecoin millionaire. As of now, anyway, still, I think he's still a millionaire right now. I think he's still a Dogecoin millionaire right now. Anyway, Nick will be rejoining us again tomorrow night, and I think a couple nights later this week as well. So Nick says, yeah, I'm the Doge rich uncle. Doge Economy says, fun fact, my wife lived right down the road from Rob Zombie when she was living in Woodbury. Wow, that is wild. You know, I went to see, this is dating me a bit, but I saw White Zombie in concert with Pantera as a young man, and that show was wild. It was a lot of fun, man. I went there with my crew. When I was very young, I first got my start in music playing in hardcore punk rock bands. Very angry, crunchy sounding music. And so we were all fans of Pantera at the time because they kind of had that crossover sound where it was like thrash metal, but also like a lot of kids that were like into hardcore music and stuff also liked them. So we went to see White Zombie, and I was really impressed with White Zombie. They put on an awesome show, and yeah, it was a wild show. Evie says, oh boy, it's going to be an interesting week. Dog money, dog money. Guys, I sincerely believe that this market is going to turn around. It's going to turn around. It's moments like these that you show the people, in my opinion, that show resolve and don't panic. That's where the real money gets made. That's where the real money gets made, folks. And listen. Listen, guys. I'm about to show you something. If this woman can make a transformation of this epic proportion, so can Doge make a transformation from 20 cents to $1. I mean, for sure. For sure. This is a testimony of what's possible. All right, let's get back to the chat. See what you guys are saying in here. I got to see Rob Zombie at Rockfest in Chicago. Jeremy says, no, not again. No. Oh, yeah. Peachtree, good morning, says, I'm going to drop another 7K into Doge. Bold move, Mr. Peachtree. Bold move. Sean Perez says, selling all my Berkshire Hathaway this morning, as it is too good of an opportunity. Your show was great. Saw you on Upshot. Thank you so much, Sean Perez. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, Sean, it sounds like you're making moves and making moves that sound pretty smart to me. People must be new to dip. Some are salty. Yeah, you know, obviously the whole market's dipping all the way from Bitcoin down to altcoins. And I honestly feel sorry for some of these CEOs and the creators and developers of many of these coins, because a lot of them are just taking an absolute barrage of heat and criticism right now. That's in part, for many of them, not all of them, in part undeserved, because as of right now, we are still clearly living in the era of Bitcoin dominance, ladies and gentlemen. So it is what it is for now. I don't think that Bitcoin dominance is forever. And I do think that, like I've stated in the past, the only significant challenge in a realistic way to Bitcoin dominance is an Ethereum and Dogecoin working together in that pairing. Hector the Dude says, it's true, it will hit new highs this year. I have a price prediction of $1.87. Very generous, Hector. Not saying you're wrong, but that's very generous. Mine's not that high, but I'm not saying that it can't happen. Definitely not saying that it can't happen. All right. All right, gang. Well, I just wanted to connect with you guys for a bit here this morning and say what's up and help maybe console some folks through this turbulence. So I'm going to wind this one down, but I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. It's always great to see you guys. It's always great to see you guys. And don't forget about the big show tonight at around 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget, I got an awesome guest coming through. You don't want to miss it. Her name is Catherine Brodsky. Catherine Brodsky is a brilliant woman and just really fascinating. And she is, like I said, an incredibly talented, interesting journalist and writer who's been writing for anyone from Playboy to Esquire to Entertainment Weekly to the Youngins AV Club. And I think she's just really extraordinary in the sense that I find her work to be incredibly refreshingly unbiased and full of exhibits a lot of critical thinking. So I think it's just going to be a really fun and fascinating show. So please don't forget to tune in to that tonight. Until then, try not to stress out. Just enjoy the ride. You know, you can't ride the rocket until you're willing to ride the tiger. Just a bit of turbulence, folks. So just hang in there. And as always, thanks, guys. Really appreciate this community. And we'll see you soon. Until next time, this is Steele signing out.
Just the bees and birds, the summer hay.